Hi, I'm Gavin.
I'm Trent.
And you're listening to
Crit City
Punk!
Jiggle Down Productions.
Hey, it's Grit City Punk, Tacoma's underground music and variety show covering all punk, hardcore, and otherwise underground alternative rock music in the Pacific Northwest. I'm your host, Jeremy. We've got a killer show. The interview is with the band Surreal, who just dropped a great album called Scrapped. It's out everywhere. If you haven't heard it, go hear it because it rules. I've also got some new music to talk about. We've got new singles from Dead Energy, Razed by the River, Liability, Sweet Cheeks, a full-length album from Sugar Bones, and an EP from Bazaar, all to cover on the show. First things first, how's everybody been? I've been good. It's been a weird couple of weeks. I was on vacation for the last few days. That was really nice. Went to a house show at the Liability Jam spot. That was really rad. Liability obviously was there. They played an amazing set. Fast, loud. Me Grimlock played. They were a lot of fun. Really, really good band. And the band Pie, who I had never heard of, but are really good and just really a lot of fun. So it was 3 bands, 3 great sets, nice vibes. So thank you, Mitch, for the invite. Hope we could do it again sometime. Also, real quick, let's get back to the concert etiquette here. How about we have a quick little talk with good friend of the show, Sam, about safety in the pit.
It is super important to be safe in the pit at all age shows. There are minors and sometimes even little kids in the crowd. So for one, a lot of people are paying attention to the bands and not the people running around in the pit. So when moshing, bump into and go for others that are in the pit and obviously participating and paying attention. Not the people standing off to the side who are in the front who clearly don't want any part of it. Crowd killing is also super dangerous and shouldn't be happening at all age shows. Keep cigarettes, joints, etc. out of the pit in the big crowds of people. People don't deserve to get burnt because you want to smoke. Go off to the side and do that stuff. Also, please stop throwing litter, especially cans, onto the pit floor. People are tripping on them and getting hurt. Medical care isn't cheap in this country, people.
100%. I'm too old for it myself, but I love watching kids getting just absolutely wild in the pit. As long as everybody's having a good time, nobody's getting hurt, I'm all for it. But, crowd killing, definitely not cool. Take that as it is. We're not experts, but we go to shows. So let's talk about the new music that came out. Alright, first up is a band from Belvis, Washington. If anybody knows where Belvis is, please let me know. I've lived in Washington all my life. I've never heard of that place. Anyways, the band is called Dead Energy. They rule. Saw them in Real Art a while ago. They were a 2-piece then. Seems like it's actually a 4-piece. Not sure what it's all about. But their first single, it's called Washed. It's like a psychedelic grunge kind of thing. Reminds me a lot of very early Screaming Trees. I dig it. Guys, check it out.
I had
Next up, Razed by the River, Seattle band. They put out their first single called Borrowed Air. This is like some cool bluesy, Black Sabbath-y kind of doom, sludge, garage rock kind of thing. It's pretty freaking sweet. The homies from Liability have dropped their third single now. This one is called We the Property. Maybe my favorite one from them yet. Really cool, really thrashy, super fast skate punk kind of thing. Reminds me a lot of like some early like Pennywise or even NoFX. Really fast, really heavy. I love this shit. Check it out. This is called We the Property. Next up, we've got a pretty new band called Sweet Cheeks. They have dropped their second single now. It's called Walkin' with a Witch. This is more garage rock punk kind of stuff, drenched in reverb. I like the direction this is going. They have an EP coming up on the 5th, apparently, is the release date of that. So be on the lookout for that. This is Sweet Cheeks with Walkin' with a Witch. This next band is called Sugar Bones. I'm sure you've probably heard about them. I've mentioned them a few times. They're gaining a lot of traction locally. They're really more of a pop, funk, R&B kind of band. I've been following them now for about a year or so, basically since they've started, and I like what they're doing. It's not nearly as heavy as most of the music that I tend to be drawn to, but it's got a lot of soul to it, which I really like. Some funky guitar licks, the bass is just incredible. Corinne's vocals are just amazing. They just dropped a full-length album. It's called Make Me Bad. I'm going to play the last track on the album. It's called Pretty Please. And this last one is from Seattle band Bazaar. They dropped I believe it's their debut EP. It's called The Prize. It's just some shoegazy kind of indie rock, garagey kind of stuff. A lot of garage rock in this week's episode. I'm not mad about it. This band is cool. Most of it's a little on the slower kind of trancey, shoegazy kind of side. This song is called Airport Park. It's probably the heaviest on the EP. They also have CDs and tapes available. Proceeds from those are going to immigration defense legal charity. So check that out. Buy a physical from them. It'll go to a good cause, and you get some kick-ass music.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hands up your knees to a decimal. Don't know where you've gone, but I know you've been. Hold on, plug in, take you for a spin. I drop like Shaw with a little grin. I crash, I cry after we fall. I am so sorry for my brain rot. Honestly, I don't think you remember me. And my car down the road with the knees on.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm Trent.
And we're from Surreal. I sing and
I play bass.
What's your motivation? Why do you do it? Why do you have the band?
I like having the band, especially since I've really liked music since I was like really, really young, like post memory, I could say. I can always remember loving music and being able to flesh out my ideas through like something I've always loved is really nice for me.
I never knew what I wanted to do till I fell in love with music, and so I can't imagine doing anything else I don't want to. So that motivates me to just lock in and get it done.
What does punk mean to you?
I would say punk as a movement in general is just kind of the rebellion of having these societal stereotypes and norms put onto you. Like you're supposed to be this certain way, you're supposed to dress a certain way, maybe at like a prep school or something, you're supposed to be in this certain uniform. And I think that constriction, at least for me, I think punk is like wanting to break free from that and the freedom of being able to do what you want and like accepting everything. But I mean, that's how I see it.
I would have to agree with that. I think
Were you or are you music students?
I was in band up until about 8th grade. I did percussion and did guitar lessons for a little while, but after 8th grade, I didn't really do any schooling of it, and I guess found myself in it.
I did 3 years of choir, and then 3 years of jazz, high school and middle school.
But you're not the singer.
No,
Some people are just better, just feel better with doing other things. Does that affect or inform what you do in the band?
I'd say it does. Percussion for me, like it definitely helped my syncopation and tempo. Like I can hear subtle differences, but I mean I'm definitely not the best at it. And my band teacher, Mr. Pitzer and Miss McFeely, they were very focused on the way music sounds, and you could like tell when they were like conducting, like they really loved the sound of this, and they really liked how it all came together. And I think I really like that drive to do so. Like that could be me, like having this like thing that is just all coming together in this perfect way, and just hearing how that sounds is just really satisfying. That tempo has made me like really like pick at myself certain times, and sometimes I can over adjust and make a song really, really bad. But overall, I think it definitely helps with how I see the whole of a song and the whole of being a band in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, it just really helped me with not being so nervous to play for people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Did you play bass in the jazz band?
I played guitar.
Oh, okay. Boy, school didn't prepare you for anything. So was there a moment or a band or a specific song that made you decide that you wanted to play music like outside of schooling?
I'd say when I first listened to Queen, I really like a lot of the Queen songs, and I think like 2 or 3 years later that they had that biopic come out, Bohemian Rhapsody, and I really enjoyed that. Just that strive for like being able to play music for people, that really inspired me. Like probably a song I'd have to say is I'm trying to remember the name. Somebody to Love, I think. That song is really good. I really like that one.
For me, it was watching videos of like Metallica and all of them play live. I'm like, I could do that. I think I could do that. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. So that's really cool that you said Queen. That doesn't come out in your music like at all, but it's really cool to know that that's in the soup somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always been like there, I guess. That was like all of my middle school was Queen. Queen and Panic at the Disco, definitely.
Okay.
That was a lot of middle school.
So how did the band come together?
It's always a weird question because like there's like so many different parts that happen. Is like I had originally formed this band with like 3 other people, but phased out because it was definitely not, and it should never have been a band. I'll just say that.
Okay.
But I had met Trent in like ukulele club in middle school, and we like shared common interests like Queen, and then so we just knew each other through middle school, and then sometime in high school I got the drummer from that other band and him, and we made a band, and then that lasted like a practice or two. One practice didn't even get through, and I just didn't talk to either of them for like a year or two. And then I met Matthew, our lead guitarist, and joked around with him in the halls. And then I posted on my story, like, I want people to help me do a solo career because I really like Mac DeMarco and really wanted to do Mac DeMarco type music. But he got me back into rock and wanting to do rock music again. Definitely wanting to do that. And then he's like, Trent's really pissed off at you, you know? And I'm like, what did I do? And he's like, you're just starting a band without even telling him? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you never told him the other band was broken up. I'm like, oh, that's right.
Oops. Yeah.
And then Matthew was saying that Trent's younger brother played drums, and I was like, oh, you know, we'll give him a shot. And that's pretty, I mean, the rest is history after that. Had the same members ever since.
Lesson to be pulled from that: communication is key.
Yeah, communication is definitely key.
And you guys don't play ukulele?
I mean, I still kind of play ukulele, but definitely not as much anymore.
Yeah, that's cool. So what has been a favorite experience of yours so far in the band?
I think the coolest experience was being able to play at a DIY show at the Gasworks.
Oh.
I thought was like just blowing my mind that we could just set up and play.
Yeah.
And people would come.
Yeah. Yeah, those shows get pretty wild.
They do, yeah. We got so carried away. I mean, we were the last band, so I didn't really feel too bad about playing long. We played with the Right Utopia Experiment on that one. That's where I first saw them. And then I think we still have their drum rug. Their drummer left the rug. Their drummer left the rug at Gasworks, and we were like, I think this is their rug. I tried.
Well, you've
telling them,
been
like, we have
outed
your
now,
rug.
'cause I'm sure they're going to hear it.
Oh yeah, no. I was like, we have your guys' rug, and they never said anything. And like, all right, well, you know, we'll just still use it. So we use it every day now. It's really funny. But yeah, I think just that community is really cool to me, where there's like all these different bands, and they all kind of know each other. It's super cool. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's really a tight-knit community of artists and musicians. Like, each kind of area has its own little subset, but there's certainly reach throughout the entire Northwest. I mean, from Portland up to Vancouver.
Definitely.
Of just a network of friends and bands that work together and play together, and everybody seems to be really supportive of each other.
100%.
Tell me about a fun experience either with a different local band or at a venue that you weren't playing. You guys get out to many shows?
Not for me, not in my schedule. I'm like, if I'm not doing a show, I'm somewhere else for like, God knows what, you know. There's always something. I know Max has gone to a couple of shows at like Buxton's. It's a place in Anacortes.
Okay.
And they saw Jennifer Watt, they said, and we've played with Jennifer Watt twice now, and I really like Jennifer Watt. They're really good.
Are they from your area too? Yeah.
Like during gigs, we really enjoy watching the people that are playing like before us, and we really like enjoying it. Like, it's not our concert; we're not playing at all. At least for me, I really like watching it. Like, I'm here at this concert. This is really cool. You know, I really enjoy watching these bands that like. You can just tell like people put their passion into this, and it's really nice. It's really cool to see.
So the first single off of this upcoming album, which actually will be out by the time this airs. So congratulations, the album's out.
Thank you very much.
Everybody else can hear it now. It's really good. The first single to come off of it was Fave Food.
Yeah, New Fave Food.
New Fave Food. New Fave Food. The song is pretty dark.
Indeed.
It's a little dark and messed up. But what is your fave food?
My fave food, I would say a nice box. Like, I definitely need to eat a whole box of Velveeta mac and cheese.
Okay, specifically Velveeta.
It's very specifically Velveeta.
Okay.
Yeah, I could just rip a bowl of that apart. Definitely.
Like any Alfredo is great.
Okay, you get your pasta boys. Okay.
Yes, very.
All right. So, what inspires you to write and create?
So, I mean, for me, it's like always on the fly. Definitely. It's never like super pre-planned, like I want to write this, and then I end up going home and doing it. It's like I just want to play something, and if it sounds good, whatever. And I take a little voice recording of it, ask them if they like it, and most of the time they say no because I send a million a day. But sometimes it turns into some pretty good songs. Like for New Faith Food though, that was our first ever practice. We had never played our instruments at all, no voice recordings at all, and we just made that in one practice, and that was really cool. The fact that we just did that. I really knew that like I wanted to do this for a long time after that point, and kept my effort into it.
I think just the music that I'm listening to at the time, it really inspires me to just get back to writing, especially if I'm just like listening to a certain thing over and over again. I'm like, all right, I gotta start making some stuff.
So musically, are you guys pretty much all like shooting riffs back and forth and putting things together?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the time, while my brain's going 1,000 miles a minute, I get riff shooting out like anything. It's nobody's business, and
right.
But I really like it when these guys come up with a riff. Like Max wrote the guitar riff for Problem, and Matthew wrote the entire guitar lick for Antinomy, which I just really enjoyed that, and I like their constructive criticism on different parts too. Mm-hmm. Like I personally, for me, I don't like when the song is just all of my ideas into one song and they're just like kind of there. I want their feedback too, and wanting to make this a song we all can enjoy rather than just, this is my song, I want this one.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely aiming for more of a collaborative process rather than just one person writing it all.
Yeah.
What about the lyrics? Where do the lyrics come from?
A lot of those are random. Sometimes, most of the time, it's like these random points that are happening. Like New Faith Food was written right around the time that Dahmer show came out, and there's a bunch of serial killer documentaries out already, and I had just gone on this entire binge of just completely just indulging myself in this like crazy information overload, and just that was on my mind all the time. And I think just that grotesque song that it's just like very catchy. It almost sounds too happy to be a song about like cannibalism, but I found that really funny, and I thought that would be a good song. And
it's definitely subversive.
Yeah.
It's on the surface, it just sounds like, oh yeah, it's happy, sing along, New Faith Food, sure.
Right.
But yeah, the lyrics are pretty twisted.
Yeah.
So I told you that I had 3 bands in mind. 2 of them were like obvious when I heard even just off the first single. I was like, okay, I know what this is. I know what you guys are doing. Right. I know what's fueling this. And then after hearing the whole album, I'm like, okay, definitely these 2. Struggled with the third one, but I think I'm in the right area. And I asked you guys to take down your top 3 influences.
Yeah.
And see if I'm on the mark. So, did you each do it?
We'd come up with like Alice in Chains and Nirvana 100%. Those were right off the bat. We know those. Yep. We play those all the time.
Yep. That was it. Those were the immediate 2 first.
Yeah. And then the other one was we couldn't figure out a third one. Definitely something heavy metal. Probably going to say Metallica.
Okay.
But it's really a whole soup. Like this dude listens to like death metal all the time. He listens to Primus a lot of the time too.
Uh-huh.
Matthew listens to 80s hair metal and like Eagles and stuff like that, and really like classics. And then Max listens to Greta Van Fleet, post grunge, Stained, Nickelback, all these things. And I'm over in my 90s grunge still. I can't get out of this little box. But
so remind me again, is Max the drummer or the lead guitar?
He's the drummer.
Okay. So the third band that I came up with, I was wrestling with myself a little bit. I definitely thought that some like 90s era Metallica might have been there. I also thought a little bit of Green Day maybe, but I was like, yeah, no, it's not quite that. I landed on Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah, definitely Stone Temple Pilots.
I thought I've kind of heard that like in some of the chord progressions.
Yeah, me and Max definitely listen to a lot of Stone Temple Pilots. I couldn't say for this guy. This guy,
no,
he can't. I don't know. Yeah, Matthew listens to him. I know a little bit, but me and Max definitely really love Stone Temple Pilots. He's definitely more of a fan than I am, though. I only know a really handful of songs that I just really I can't get over.
Yeah, I went for the longest time without. I just disregarded them. I bought the first album when it came out, and I was like, "Yeah, this is really good." And then it just kind of fell to the wayside. Right. Years and years go by, and I think it was just like last year. I was like, "I still have this CD. I should put that in and see if I still like it." And I was surprised. I was like, "Damn, this is all bangers. This is good."
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah,
I really like those riffs too.
Yeah,
a lot of they have that weird chord in Big Empty. That chord is in like one of the songs in the album. It's on that last track, Chipper.
Okay.
But Chipper's in it's in Dadgad tuning, so it doesn't sound like the chord at all. I don't know.
Are you talking double drop D?
Yeah, so it's drop D, and then the B and E strings are tuned. So the B is the A, and the E goes to D2.
Okay, so that's like an open. Well, it's almost an open D chord.
Yeah. Something or other. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you do a lot of different tunings?
Not really. We kind of early on we decided as a band to stay in
E flat.
In E flat. Yeah.
E-flat.
we were like especially for me. I hear a bunch of Nirvana songs, and especially on Nevermind, they're all different. There's some in half step, some in whole step, some in standard, and I'm like, can I just stick to one of them? So
right. It's frustrating to try to learn songs or just try to practice along the songs, and it's like, oh man, I got to retune for this one.
Right. Yeah. Matthew recommended that we just do half step, and I hadn't listened to a lot of Alice in Chains at the time. And he's like, well, Alice in Chains pretty much does it on every single record.
Yeah, they do.
I think Nirvana did it on In Utero.
They do it. They did it most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time. So
yeah.
We kind of consciously decided, you know what, half step I think is the way to go. Just constantly be in half step.
Yeah, as long as you just stick with the one.
Yeah.
But then you have that one that's Dadgad?
Dadgad, yeah. So that's the only weird tuning we have.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
Oh, and also is that he got that Eddie Van Halen guitar. He just refused to set it back up to standard.
Yeah, Matthew got an EVH replica of Eddie Van Halen's guitar.
Yeah.
And with those locking tuners, he's like, I'm not changing out of any other tunings. So I couldn't be bothered.
It's just E flat, huh?
Yeah, pretty much just E flat. It's it takes too long. It takes 30 minutes to get a different tuning. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, right. So what genre would you call Surreal?
I would probably just say grunge. I mean, with all these influences like Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, and I mean Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, all these really, really big names, very, very rudimentary, music everybody should listen to.
Right, that's my bread and butter. I mean, I was raised on that, and I have continued to listen my whole life.
It's always good, but I would probably just say grunge. We definitely have indie roots, little tiny weirder chords than would be in a grunge song most of the time, and more especially in Say It Once, we do that little, and that was really weird to do. My teacher said it sounded like a Bon Jovi song, and I realized that after we'd already recorded it. And I was like, oh man.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sticking with just calling it grunge, I think that's fitting because grunge was never really a real genre.
Yeah.
All those bands that you mentioned, at the time were all stylistically very different from each other. I mean,
Oh,
Nirvana was
definitely.
like a post-punk, almost kind of like a pop punk kind of thing. Once they got established, Pearl Jam was very much like just radio rock, hard rock. Soundgarden
Definitely
was way more metal, but the grunge thing was just kind of made up as a thing to just call it.
categorize this
Yeah,
this
and it really it
overwave of
was
these rock bands.
yeah, it was really essentially at the beginning it was just the Seattle area rock bands of that time,
Yeah,
and it was really more of a scene than a genre. But
yeah,
over time, it's just kind of got all lumped together. And then like Stone Temple Pilots, even though they had never heard of these bands when they started, and vice versa, they're grunge. Smashing
right.
Pumpkins sometimes is called grunge, and it's just morphed and evolved into this thing. But I guess most genres kind of start somewhere, sometimes not even real, and then end up morphing into something that is concrete and real with those
100%.
roots. So yeah, I think you fit nicely into grunge. How do you view the role of music and art in society?
I think it's pretty important.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine how different the world would be if it was like houses are like considered art. Like there's house design, and there's room design, there's guitar design, there's desk design, there's computer design, there's all these different forms of art. And I think just without that, I feel like the world would be just rocks and grass. Uh, I think art is pretty much anything you do stylistically that you find a good niche almost. Doesn't have to be a really small niche. It could be a really massive niche like tech.
Mm-hmm.
And I consider a lot of things art, especially today. There's so many different inclusivities with with the internet. There's so many like ways to share. I mean, everything. So I think the world would still be in caveman era if there weren't for art.
Yeah. So besides music, what else are you guys passionate about?
This dude's a movie fanatic. You ever heard of the game
Okay.
Blockbuster?
A game?
It's like a board game Blockbuster. Like
Oh,
the
I've never heard of
the
it.
video store Blockbuster is like the whole theme of it.
Okay.
And it's these little cards, and they have movies on them. And there's there's a round where you have this one card, and somebody says it off to the side. They say movies with robots, and then a person on each team goes head to head with this buzzer beater, saying movies with robots in them. And me and him could go on for 10 minutes, but he definitely would always win that. It's impossible to win against this dude. He pulls out niche movies that you can only find in like a Goodwill on VHS. In the first 30 minutes of it only. It's like
Uh-huh.
so weird. Yeah, he pulled this one like Aztec versus or Robot Aztec versus the Mummy.
Yeah, it's Aztec Mummy versus robots.
Aztec Mummy versus robots. It's like this 50s film.
Was
or
that
something.
on Mystery Science Theater 3000?
I don't know. I found it at just a pawn shop, and I had this.
that
was so
sounds
weird.
terrible.
Yeah, I mean, we tried watching it and we just could not get through the first 10 minutes. Yeah, very very crazy, surreal moment where you trying to watch these movies that you've never heard of before. I never would have guessed an Aztec mummy and a robot in the same movie, especially pre 1950.
Right.
You would have never guessed. So very odd.
Yeah, sounds like a fun time. So what's next? Your album just came out. It's called Self-Titled, right? That's the actual title.
We changed it.
Oh, you did?
Yes. We changed it to
My
Scrapped.
information is out of date.
We changed it to Scrapped.
Okay, that makes sense. That's why that's written on the cover. I was wondering about that.
Yeah. So self-titled, we were going to do it, but we just thought it was too boring. I mean, we were like, you know what? We gotta be a little better than this. I mean,
You scrapped that idea and went with
we scrapped that idea. Exactly. I was just, I think, very heat of the moment where we were like, let's just get it over with, because we we've been working on the album for a year and a quarter at that point, and recording it for 2 months, and then waiting for it for 3 months until it was all done. And yeah, we were just ready to get moving and start playing these songs for people and writing new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so already so many new songs, but I think right now we're focused on trying to get a theme. I think getting all these diverse songs into one collection almost seems like a best hits album. So
right. You're looking to build more of an actual album
exactly,
rather than just a collection of songs.
I think that's what we're trying to. I think that's what we're going to try and achieve in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But I right now, I think our goal is shows and just really playing our hearts out until we're too tired and we sit down for a little while.
Right. Where did you guys record it at?
We recorded in Renton with Jackson McKagan. It's Duff McKagan's nephew.
No shit. Okay.
He has his own little studio there, and it's really, really nice.
Wow.
Yeah, we were very happy with that. We met him at the Gasworks show too, so he gave us his flyer at the Gasworks show, and we were kind of like, oh, well, we can record it at my house with this little 2-input audio interface,
right.
And a little SM57, and a 58. But I think we were just trying to strive for as best sound as we can, especially for a first album. You got to start somewhere. But I think this really came out way better than expected. At least tonal and quality wise, way better than we expected pre-recording.
Yeah, sounds really clean. And I'm honestly, I shouldn't be surprised. Duff McKagan like weasels his way into every aspect of Seattle music scene somehow.
Yeah, Jackson's super cool too. Like working with him was really great. No complaints there at all.
You guys doing merch? You gonna have a physical release or anything?
We had I think the last time we made actual merch was Karate Church, which was June of last year.
Okay.
So it's been a whole year since we've had proper merch. Matthew's made a lot of shirts for us, him and his family. They've been really, really, really generous with that. They print QR codes on the back with our demo cover on it. It's really, really cool. We get to throw them out. But we just today and yesterday, after this, we're probably going to go spray paint some more shirts with this Mylar stencil.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
Total DIY handmade shirts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Love to see it. Yeah.
It's the cheapest way to go, but the coolest way to go. They always look so much better than a vinyl printing,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Cool. So anything else you guys got?
Album's out. Definitely
Album's out.
That. Album is out.
Yeah. If you're listening to this and you haven't heard the album, you made a bad choice. Go listen to the album. Yeah.
I want this. What's your favorite song off the album?
There you go.
Illiterate.
I love
Illiterate.
I'd have to say Still.
Still, that's my pick too.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. That is
for sure. That
I
one,
really like that one.
You wouldn't believe how many times that's gotten stuck in my head over the last few weeks.
Hey, that's a good goal to achieve. If it's catchy and it's, that song is really meaningful to me. I really like that song a lot.
Yeah, I like it a lot. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah,
Thank you for
it's been a pleasure.
That was Surreal. Gavin, Trent, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Hoping to see you guys sometime. If I'm ever up there, you're ever down here, whatever. Let's play a song from them. This is the track Surreal from the band Surreal from the album Scrapped.
You
We are in full summer mode now, and we have a ton of shows coming up. I'm just going to throw a few out here, the ones that have passed by my desk that I'm interested in. Maybe our CEO had a few of them. Definitely not all of them. Probably a few. On 6/25 at Baba Yaga is the Avant Punk Pride with Beautiful Freaks, Gender Envy, and Femme du Lit. Same day, 6/25, that's a Wednesday, if you're getting freaky on a weekday. At the Spanish Ballroom is Jody Ellen, Jake McVeigh and the All Valley Champs, and Kill Nothing. At Cal Anderson, this weekend is a 2-day punk fest. Friday, 6/27, is the Rat Utopia Experiment, Tongues, and a long list of other bands. Saturday, 6/28, is Katika, Moon Mother, and a long list of other bands. The flyer says a fuck ton of bands. I'm sure that's an actual unit of measure. It means a lot. So check that out. That's going to be rad. I'll try to make it out for one of those. Also on Saturday, the 28th, at Real Art Tacoma is a Kevin Deere's benefit show with Dry Socket, Year of the Cobra, Misery Whip, Land Lost, Vanishment, Cherub Chains, Gas Pack, Unjust, and Smearing. Holy shit, that's a lot of bands. Benefit show for the family of Kevin Deere's. Saturday 28th, Real Art Tacoma. Don't miss that. On Wednesday, July 2nd, also at Real Art, is To the Teeth, Shell Shock, Body Shot, and Visions of Suffering. Dope show. Don't miss that one. The next day, Thursday on the 3rd, is Star Matriarch, Echo Ravine, Worms in Dirt, Koa Koala. That's at the Spanish Ballroom on July 3rd. July 4th, there is an Anti-Fash Bash. I think I said the name of that right. I don't remember all the bands that are there. There's a flyer that went around and I lost it. That's at Cal Anderson Park. Big thing there. Saturday, July 5th, Whiplash Booking presents Beautiful Freaks, Local Getaway Driver, Pregnant Dad, and Tweakstar at Slice of Life Pizza in Tacoma. And there's a lot more shows. Get out there and see some shows. Support these bands. It's summer. There's a lot of shows going on. There's going to be some albums dropping too. On July 3rd, Tongues, much anticipated full-length LP called One Trick Pony, is dropping. There will be physicals available at Sonic Boom and probably on their Bandcamp at some point. Their release party for the album is at Sonic Boom the following week on the 10th. Earlier I mentioned and played a song from Sweet Cheeks. Their debut EP called Howl at the Moon is releasing on July 5th. Totally not a local band, but a favorite of mine called Death.gov. They are from Phoenix. Great, like metalcore kind of band. They're dropping their debut album called Death.com on July 4th. It's not a local band. I try not to talk too much about non-local bands on here, but I have to mention that because they freaking rule and you need to check them out.
What it means to be punk. I think that's a really odd question, to be honest. Because to me, I never really considered myself a punk until I surrounded myself with my community of punks who were just like-minded individuals who wanted to make their communities a safer place, b a more fun place. So you just shared resources, shared just camaraderie. For me, punk, it goes beyond music. Of course, music is at the core of everything that we do because it's a way to express ourselves and a way that we can come together to find joy and happiness or anger and rage, and then you just feel lighter after a show, for me, punk has always been a safe haven, a way for me to just feel like I'm not in this by myself. being a punk to me is showing up for your people, showing up for your community, and being authentic about it and actually doing the thing. Like, we're not performative out here. Like, when we say that we're gonna be about it and do something about it, we fucking do it, because our word is so immeasurably valuable to us, because that's a promise. To me, like, punk is sticking to your resolve, staying on the right side of history, so to say, is not just about going out and saying that you support these causes and that you are an advocate for a community. Being a punk is showing up for those communities, actually doing something. It's action. It's putting value on yourself, on your life, and understanding that, like, your word has meaning and power, and you can't let other people take that voice away from you. And I'll be damned if anybody tries to take that voice away from me. So for me, being a punk it's a weird question, right? Because I don't really consider myself a punk. I just am who I am. I am anti-authoritarian. I don't like to listen to rules. If you tell me to do something, fuck you, I was already going to do it, but now I'm definitely not going to do it. I am anti-establishment, and yet I require order. I'm a walking contradiction. I don't want anyone to tell me what to do, but I want everyone to listen to me at the same time. I don't want anyone to silence my voice, but I don't want anyone to point blank period tell me anything about me and mine. If I'm considered a punk, we're a bit walking contradictions, right? We don't want anyone to look at us, but here we are, shiny, showing out. But to me, that's my protection. That's also my expression and how I find my people, my like-minded individuals. You look at what they're wearing, you see the bands that they're wearing, but you also see the messages that they have on their gear, right? Like, what are they trying to say? Who are they for? Who are they against? Like, do they hold the same values as you? A lot of times in today's society, people hide who they are. People don't stand up for, like, who they actually say that they stand up for. We got a lot of performative activists out here. We got a lot of people who say that they're about it, and they're not actually. When it comes fucking down to it, they're not here for it. And I'm not asking you to put on riot gear. I'm not asking you to go out your front door and fear for your life. But I am asking you to show up for the communities that you say that you stand for. Being a punk is standing on business. It's when shit gets hard, you are there to support those communities that have no one. Because we had no one. At least I did. I always said, I got me, they got them. I don't have to have me anymore. My family got me. The punk community is my family. And I am ride or die for my family. So that's what punk is to me, is family.
Thanks, Cass. And well, that was a show. This is the end of the show. I hope you liked it. I liked it. I had a good time doing it. As always, you know where to find it. You're already here. You're already listening to it on whatever streaming platform you're listening to this on. It's here. All of the episodes are here. There are also other places like Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Podbean, fucking wherever you cast your pods at, it's there. Also on YouTube, tons of concert footage from shows that I've been to. Try to get at least one video per band, sometimes a lot more. There's a playlist. It used to be really big. It was like everything that was Northwest music for the last like 2 years that I was into or aware about anyways. I've since trimmed that down because it was like over 300 songs and it was getting absolutely nuts. So now it's just 50 songs, all just brand new stuff. Couple songs per album, singles, just from everything I've talked about on the show. There's even a few things I might have missed, but I realize are good and should be on the playlist. It's there. So check that out. All of these links are in the show notes. You can catch me on Instagram, Grit City Punk. Freak Scene US, it's under Jiggles, Jiggles. I'm on Blueski, that's also Jiggles, Jiggles. Go follow all the bands. Check out Surreal, listen to their album. Go see them at a show if you can. They're not playing a lot of shows, but they're out there. Check out Liability. Go check out Bazaar. Buy one of their CDs or tapes. Buy a CD from Sugar Bones. It's a really good album. Not the kind of fare that's normally on the show, but, you know, we switch it up. And of course, as always, go to shows. Buy merch. Tell your friends about the bands. Follow the bands on all their socials. Interact with them. Interact with the other people at the show. Make friends at shows. That's what it's about. It's about building community with like-minded people. We've said this before. It's like the island of misfits toys at every show. If you see me at a show, come say hi. Take a picture with me. I love that shit. I'm trying to get better about taking pictures with people and meeting people at shows. Whether you're a band, a photographer, or just somebody who's just showing up to watch the music, great. It's rad. And it's so important now, especially now, that we build this community and continue to foster the community and make it thrive and stay strong together. Because I'm not going to lie, shit's fucked out there. So, you know, all we got is each other. But I've rambled enough. I'm sure you have something better to do. Probably some really cool music to listen to. So stop listening to me. But just one more thing. I'm going to play a song from a band called Life Rips. They're a Tacoma punk band. This song is called Start a Cult in the Basement, and that's Grit City Punk. And I'm out of here. Stay safe.
This has been a Jiggle Down Productions production.
Okay.
Just,
what should we say?
Do whatever you want, just so long as it says that this is Grit City Punk.
Okay.
So I like introduce yourselves or not, and just, you know, this is Grit City Punk. So do whatever you want to do.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Trent.
And you're watching and listening to
Grit City
Punk.
Damn. Everybody always screws this up though. There's no video. We talk on video, but there's no, it's an audio podcast. You wouldn't believe how many people, well, you would believe it because you just said it, but yeah.
I know. And I'm like, watch. Oh no, listen.
Yeah.
Should we do it again?
Yeah, you should do it again.
Okay. Hi, I'm Gavin.
I'm Trent.
And you're listening to
Grit City
Punk.
All right. Fellas, thanks a lot.
Thank you.